some poor micro, or just a little bit of a careless click there could end up costing him. Just something to look for. And we do have a science vessel out, so he's already going to be pretty decently prepared for the Arbiter. A lot of times you'll see Terran players really struggle against the 2-base Arbs because of the quick, the cloaking really beating the good detection for Terrans. It takes a while sometimes for science vessels to really get out. But not in this case. He's going to be up well in time. He's got a bunker actually also at the 3 o'clock position. He is not going to lose this base. I mean, throwing those Marines into that bunker, repairing that bunker, should be in pretty good shape to defend it. He has some more supply depots come down, as well as a couple more factories. So he's going to start his macro phase, 3-base macro phase, and that 3rd base is up well ahead of Shuttle's 3rd base. And not to mention that Shuttle's 3rd base is actually also a mineral only, so a lot of advantages right now for a Classic as we head into this mid-game. We'll see where Shuttle decides to go with this Arbiter. Definitely a chance here. He's going to need to try and do some damage, put some pressure on, maybe open up the path for him to get to a 4th base, which would hopefully be at a natural expansion and allow him to get a natural end as well as a main. That would really be the kind of thing that he wants to do. Dropping off a Vulture at the 9 o'clock position, he is not going to allow Shuttle to get that. He's got anti-shuttle stuff there. If a probe, say, or is dropped down there, just to try and beat down and get that Nexus up the old-fashioned slug way, he's going to have that Vulture there to stop it. So it's going to have to be a more concentrated effort for Shuttle to take that base. And mine's taking out that DT, which is a little unfortunate for Shuttle. Do have a science vessel coming in from the back, gonna get an EMP off. Will he get? Oh, nope, not gonna get the EMP off. Looking to, but was maybe a little bit of afraid that he was gonna lose the science vessel and for an EMP right here versus that science vessel. Maybe not considered entirely worth it. And there he goes. There he does land the EMP, and the forces were not on the move, so he has no fear really of that science vessel getting picked off. So nice play there by Classic. So Classic looking pretty darn good in this game right now. I haven't seen his tank count a little bit. It might be kind of low. That is something to look out for once there is an engagement, if Shuttle decides to force the issue, particularly if there's a recall right into Classic's base, like on top of his factories, on the top of that ledge. That could really end up hurting Classic a lot if he doesn't necessarily have the tank count and have enough force to deal with it. Looks like he does have a decent tank count, maybe 8 to 10 tanks. Haven't seen the Vultures have been marauding around, and hopefully they'll be in position for any sort of an assault. And we do have this Arbiter moving towards the top left. Is it going to deal with that mine? Hopefully it does. And I think he's going to know that it's there. Can't tell if he got rid of it or not. We got dual armories going, +1/+0 upgrades so far for Terran, so he's going to go for a +2/+1, and I think it's going to be a 2-1 push from Terran. I think that's when he's aiming to try and push out and try and take his 4th base. And I really want to know when Shuttle really wants to go for an attack. Oh, actually, it looks like Classic's going to take his 4th base there at his mineral only and try and defend that partially from inside his own base. You can partially defend it. It's not a complete defense. The edges of it are still kind of open. It's not quite as solid as, say, on Destination, where you can, from inside your base, you can defend that your 3rd, which is kind of over that bridge. If you guys are familiar with Destination, I assume you are. Pretty much everyone is, but you know, if not, go check out the map. It's pretty clear, I think, over which bridges I'm talking about, because there's one set of bridges to your natural, and then the other bridge that goes to another base. So, yeah. And yeah, it does look like Shuttle has the base at the top left. Looks like he got rid of that mine and has thrown up an exit there right at the main. So he's going to go up to 4 bases as well. Both of these guys are going to be at 4 bases. But Classics is going to be up first. Classics is going early. But some nice stasis from Shuttle could really even out the fight and make the engagement a little bit more interesting. Looks like Classic is starting to push out now, going to start layering his tanks and start pushing towards that middle ridge, the Grand Line that gives this map its signature name. Starting to push out towards it, going to try and establish control of it. And where is he heading now? Where are these forces heading? They are heading for a very, very big engagement. It looks like Shuttle's going to try and establish kind of a line, a broad line attack. He doesn't want to go through the entire Terran force. He wants to shorten the run of those Zealots as much as possible. He wants to get a broadside as much as you can with those Zealots. You want to broadside the tanks, broadside the Terran line. And I think he's kind of in a wrong position right now to deal with that. He needs to come down a little bit more, need to come down to the south. It's kind of difficult because of the ramps. It's kind of difficult necessarily to establish yourself where you necessarily want to establish that broadside, but he's going to need to do as good of a job as he can to try and get get that line attack, and also, if possible, he also wants to get some nice stasis in, and yeah, that'll be really, really good for him. And EMP can be coming in here, picking off that Arbiter, so Shuttle probably doesn't want to engage right now. Another Arbiter coming in there. EMP are getting both of the science vessels with the stasis, and here comes Shuttle going in for an attack. A couple Dragoons stopping some of his other forces from helping, and that could end up really hurting him, but he's got a ton of Zealots flowing in here. Not all the Vultures are in front of the tanks. A lot of the front tanks are going down here, and the Vultures are actually going to try and save the second row of tanks. The Zealots are still going, still a couple Zealots left. Looks like the entire front line for Terran has fallen, but like I said, that was just such a deep, powerful force from Classic, so he was able to defend there. Not enough coming from the side. So you saw a couple of Dragoons that are on that ramp that stopped a few more Zealots. I think if that side push from Shuttle was a little bit stronger, few more forces, and if they didn't get stopped by the Dragoons on the ramp, I think that could have been a much better attack from Shuttle. I think he could have possibly broken through most, if not all of it. As it was, he came in from one side, and really he really wanted a flank getting in there. The flank would have been so helpful. Really would have let him take that fight, I think, a little bit better. Maybe not take the fight, but certainly it would have been much closer to winning that battle. And you can see right now, not enough. A decent amount of damage was done, and Shuttle is obviously replenishing as fast as possible. But Classic is able to replenish as well, and that didn't quite go the way that Shuttle wanted to. He does have a lot of tanks that are asking to die. If Shuttle can trap them, can notice this and go in there and nab them. No, it doesn't look like he is going to be able to notice. But that would have been very cool if he had been able to dart in there and pick off a few of those tanks. That would have been a very cool play. Looks like Shuttle's focus right now is to try and stop Classic from getting to the top right. That's his key right now. That's his focus right now. He's not really too concerned if Classic goes for a push